Today we are talking about tips for the holidays. So, right, holidays, holy days, the days are soon upon us. The time has shifted, at least here in the United States, and now the Halloween decorations are coming down, and somehow this year, instantly, the Christmas ones are popping up, at least in this neighborhood. But the holidays are a great time of year. It is a time here in the Northern Hemisphere when the days get shorter. Obviously, in the Southern Hemisphere, it's when the days start to get longer, when they're heading into summer, excitement. There's a lot of vacation time too, beach time. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are starting to move into our hibernation cycle. There's been a lot of energy of the harvest. There's a lot of energy of prepping everything we need for the cold winter months ahead. And it's a beautiful time of year. This is a time of year when we have very significant celebrations that bring family together, that remind us to be grateful for all of the gifts of the season, along with giving us a natural time to slow down, to take stock of where we've been for the year, and to think about, to start planning, to start dreaming about the new year and what's to come. And so part of this is a lot of gathering with folks, a lot of parties, a lot of food, right? Where, like the bears, we are loading in the calories so that we can survive those cold winter months, and we have energy reserves at our disposal so that we can get through these colder months. This is just a normal part of the season, and it's a beautiful part of the season. Also, because it's darker, maybe there's more fires being lit. There's more the smells of the season of leaves crinkling, and I absolutely love this time of year. Of course, I am a fall baby, so I think that has something to do with it. But with all of that happening, right, we also think about, well, am I going to be eating the foods that are supporting my health best? How do I come into a party situation prepared to enjoy myself, to have a good time, but not leave feeling bloated and upset or distressed that maybe I haven't been as conscientious about supporting my health. And so I just wanted to go over some really great tips to help you enjoy the holiday season. I know we're also looking at some interesting times right now, and people are maybe feeling a little pinched in the pocketbook. And so this is also a perfect time to turn to our ferments to make gifts, right? And so when we can give a gift of love, give a gift of something that we've created from our own heart, our own field, our own passion, or maybe we went to the farmer's market, or maybe we found some really great produce at the store, and we can turn that into love, literally, where people are going to be consuming it. Of course, they're going to be tasting the delicious flavors you provided, but they're also going to be feeling that warm, fuzzy feeling that comes when we prepare something with love. So some of the things that we might consider making to give as gifts, of course, kombucha or Jun, and we have some really great recipes for the fall. Like, one of my favorite flavors this time of year is apple pie. We see that in a lot of different iterations: apple pie, cherry pie, or spice, maybe, using all of those pumpkin spices, which actually don't have any pumpkin in them. It's just the spice mix. It's usually a warm mix using nutmeg and cinnamon and just spices that have that, that warm feeling to them, and also create literal warmth in the body. And so using any of those spices, pairing them with the fruits of the harvest. Right now we're seeing apples, we're seeing pears. Ooh, pomegranate ginger. Yeah, that sounds like a great one. The pomegranates are so beautiful right now. And ginger is always going to boost us because, right, they also say we're moving into cold season. Now, so we want to make sure that we're thinking of our immunity, and all of these spices are also going to have that benefit of supporting your health in a very gentle, natural, supported way. But yes, I love those flavors. And so then cranberry comes to mind, because cranberries start to be in season. Cranberry orange could be a really delicious flavor, not just for a kombucha or a Jun, but what about a kraut? There's just enough time if we start right now to create some beautiful krauts that could be shared on the Thanksgiving table or at the Christmas feast. And so taking some of those raw materials, those raw ingredients. So of course, sauerkraut is typically made with cabbage, which is very much in season in the fall. That's when all the cabbage heads are ready to be shredded and turned and pounded into our delicious krauts. We also, to speed the process along, can add a little kombucha or kombucha vinegar to our kraut. But again, putting in some cranberries, some orange slices, maybe some fennel would be really nice flavors of the season. And when we're bringing this to a party setting or we're serving it at our own party, you have these bright, lively flavors. You have these beautiful colors. And even your pickiest eaters might find a flavor profile that's really tasty to them. Because especially when we're combining them with cheeses or protein, right? Things that are maybe a little more difficult to digest, having that little bit of fermentation is going to help with our digestive process. It's going to support all of the rich foods that we want to enjoy this time of year and help them to process their way through our system. And so kraut is another good one. Let's see. So even your cranberry sauce could be fermented or at least homemade, and that we can, again, cloves, there's a lot of great spices we can put in there. It feels really warm. It actually can even be delicious on top of pie or ice cream. And so making gifts of food that others will enjoy is a really great way to stretch the dollars, plus give that gift of nutrition, give that gift of health back to others. Finding some cute jars, even if they're secondhand or upcycled jars, that's even more adorable. Just a little bow, a handwritten label, putting it in a little pretty bag, all of that can make a really wonderful holiday gift. So, and I have some other ideas here. Fire cider. So fire cider, talk about a tonic to help you through quote unquote cold season. This is going to have, if you can find it, horseradish. It's going to have ginger. It's going to have chili peppers. It's going to have a lot of, which has capsaicin, and they have these, again, very warming elements. And you put that all together with either like a kombucha vinegar, an apple cider vinegar, preferably a raw one that still has a mother. And what all of that does is it packs a powerful punch, and it really supports your health and immune system. And so sometimes making a fire cider, you probably have to wear gloves to make sure you're not getting too many spicy oils on your fingers, but that can be a really lovely gift this time of year. Now, if you want to go to the opposite end of that, elderberry syrup, absolutely one of my favorites. And I love to enjoy elderberry syrup in so many different ways. Again, we're using those warming spices, the ginger, the cinnamon, the orange peel. So all of the citrus then is coming through that, the vitamin C. And elderberry syrup is just fabulous. I love to enjoy it both as a warm soother, where I put the elderberry syrup with some hot water. And because it's either made with honey or sugar, it has that little bit of sweetness, and it becomes its own just warm beverage you can enjoy. But you could also pour it, again, on ice cream or in different ways. So there's a lot of creative ways that we can use these syrups that also provide that medicinal benefit. I mean, it used to be everything that we consumed had some form of support for us, especially if we're using things from nature, from our garden, and elderberries are definitely in season. Now, I also love to flavor my water kefir with elderberry. Elderberry ginger is one of my favorite flavs this time of year as well for these very reasons. I also enjoy it cold. I like to do, it looks kind of like a soda actually. When I pour a little elderberry syrup, I put some fizzy water in it and enjoy it that way as well. So there's many different ways we can enjoy these creations we're creating. So even if you were to print a recipe or suggestion or just point folks to some, I bet they'll really appreciate that as a gift. Oh yes, and let us not forget, especially for us kombucha brewers and Jun brewers out there, candied SCOBY. If you have never tried this, this is a really fun recipe. Basically, we're going to take an extra SCOBY out of our hotel. We then apply a syrup of sugar. I like to use rose petals, sumac, saffron. You can get so creative with all the different little herbs and touches you want to put on them, but it's really tasty. It has this gummy-like flavor gummy texture to it and a delicious flavor profile. And you might be thinking, why would I want to eat a SCOBY? That's really weird. What's the health benefits of consuming a SCOBY? Well, in fact, there are several. So it's like eating psyllium husk, which may not sound exciting, but the concept is it's insoluble fiber, meaning your body cannot digest it. However, what that means is it acts like a broom, and it comes in and it sweeps out excess sugar, excess hormones. And so it becomes something that's really, and it's a pure form of cellulose. So it's a really nice way, clean way to support your digestive system. And that little bit of sugar just makes it that much more pleasurable. And of course, speaking of SCOBYs, we could also do SCOBY fruit leather. That's another great place for those cranberries to get rolled up into a tasty snack. Adults and children love them. Plus, because we're using the SCOBY to replace some of that plant fiber, now we can use less of those ingredients. And so we make a very healthy version of these snacks that everyone can enjoy. Again, wrap them up, put a little bow on them, put them in a nice container. Voila, you have a lovely gift to share with others. Now, this time of year, also, we might be a little more liberal with how we're enjoying not just food, but also beverages. And so if you're someone who enjoys a good cocktail, I certainly do at the holidays. And yet I'm always sad and bemoaning that I cannot order a kombucha cocktail everywhere I go. So I have a little secret hack for this. I put some kombucha in my purse. And then after I order my cocktail, about halfway through, whoop, out comes my little flask of kombucha, and I top off my alcoholic beverage. And in this way, I'm able to enjoy more cocktails at my seating, because the organic acids in the kombucha supports a healthy liver. It's also really great to have in between your cocktails. So if you're pacing yourself, yes, a glass of water is great, but the organic acids in the kombucha and Jun are actually going to help support that healthy liver. And so that's where including those or having those available to your guests is going to be a lovely way to support them through the holidays. Now, there's tons of cocktails that we can make without alcohol and kombucha, or with alcohol. So it really depends on what tickles your fancy and, you know, the crowd that you're entertaining. But those are some really lovely ways. So even just bottles of kombucha, I like to do them in wine bottles. In a 750 milliliter bottle is so beautiful. You make a handmade label, you put a bow on it. It's show-stopping. You put that on the table and everyone's like, what is that? What is in that bottle? I want to open that. They can like sense the life pulsating from it. Really makes a fantastic gift. Plus, it is so helpful when we're digesting, again, all of these really rich foods, including consuming alcohol and helping us to get it out of our system as quickly. Like, we're enjoying the buzz, but now we need to let it go so that we can drive home safely. So kombucha is a really great pal for that. Really helps you party longer, party stronger, honestly. It's the party lengthener, if you will, a little bit of booch. You know, another thing we can do before we head out of the house is to have a snack. I know, showing up to a party and you're starving and all of a sudden you don't even realize it. You've snarfed down half a tray of appetizers and everyone else is looking at you like you're rude, and now your tummy doesn't feel so great. So prep yourself before going out by having a light snack of something healthy. I know it's like, why am I eating something healthy when I want to indulge? And that's exactly why. Have some carrots, have some celery. And the reason for that is those fibers is going to help you feel a little full. It's going to feel really clean in the system, so that when you're putting in all those tasty meats and cheeses and whatever you're indulging in, chocolates and all of those things, that your body has some volume that's been occupied, because really it's about tasting things, quality over quantity every day of the week. And that means limiting and enjoying and really being fully present with your food. This is a really great practice, actually, whether it's the holidays or not. And that is simply sitting with and fully engaging in the practice of eating whatever delicious, yummy thing it is. So first you might smell it and allow your nose, right? We actually first eat with our eyes, they say. So first we're looking at it, we're admiring how beautiful it is. We smell it, we get those aromas, like my mouth is watering, I don't even know what it is, right? So all of that starts to happen, which is a vital sign for digestion. We need those digestive juices going. And then really, when you take that bite, instead of just like, boop, pop the whole thing in your mouth, make a couple bites out of it, because that allows you to slow down, to really taste the different flavors, to enjoy the sensation of having that in your mouth, the strawberry with the chocolate or whatever it might be, like all of those flavors intermingling together, enjoying that, and then washing it down with a kombucha, because that's going to help you digest it on the other end. So, but that's a really great practice, especially this time of year when there's so many rich items out, which I love to indulge in all of them. And that's how I allow myself to have many different flavors without then feeling like I need to head to the bathroom and find a feather, a la the Romans. So if you're not wanting to engage in that, then trying some of these tips might be really helpful. So let's see. Yeah, I think these are some really great ways that we can enjoy the holidays, and we can slow down, take time to enjoy family, but there's still a little bit of energy right now. So let's go ahead and think about who's on the list. Put them on the schedule for a bottle of kombucha. Maybe you spell in an extra batch just so that you can get enough made. Make some of those delicious krauts. Have some jars of some little bottles of syrup you can give to folks, because anything that's going to be homemade from your heart, be a gift, is going to really speak volumes to whomever's receiving it. So what are your holiday tips? Drop them in the comments below. I want to hear how you're celebrating them and what types of specialty flavors you might be doing for your kombucha, your jun, your water kefir, your milk kefir. What other tasty treats are you making out of your scobies? But let us know, and we'll compile a list for you. But thank you so much. You can also grab, we do have a holiday cocktail recipe guide that will pop into the profile. So check that out, and we'll give you a jumping off point to think of how you can make your party ferment fantastic. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Hannah Ruhammah, the Kombucha Mama. I'll see you next time. Mwah!